Hi there, and welcome to go a bit bigger. Welcome to week 6 of the Orkney Bowl review, and welcome, of course, Craig, who's up for an earlier night tonight because obviously he needs his beauty sleep.
Good evening, Johnny. Yes, a nice early one tonight. Badminton was off due to the daughter's birthday, so they're down the stairs. Carol and that down the stairs. I've been exiled to the bedroom for the pod. So looking forward to it. Good evening.
Good evening. So obviously, what I'll do is I'll put a little thing in the chat earlier on about the last 32 of the Rousey Cup. There's some good matchups in it. A couple of actual interdivision matchups as well, should be quite good. So we'll play that video first, and then we'll crack on with the show.
Let's have a look.
There you go. What do you think of that then?
I didn't even notice myself about my own. I was looking at them on. I didn't even notice my own team name. I'm pretty sure I got in. I'm pretty sure I only had to beat Grote, and I did because he.
No. You beat Grote for the runner-up prize. The team that had won the division had already won the division.
So it was only one going through.
Yeah. It's like 32 groups. One goes through to the last 32.
Okay, so that's why I didn't see my own. Then I was looking for my name there too. I thought it was something I had a chance of. Jings. Yeah,
that's why I told you beforehand none of us are in it.
So some really good ties there. Melbourne Supremacy against Water Orton Warriors popped out at me straight away. That's Water Orton 6-0, and Melbourne Supremacy are 4-2, but it's a very good points for. So that
should be a nice one. Well, the one that stood out for me is the Show Me the Money Derby match between.
I seen that Sean and
the Glasgow Eagles and Sean and Graham. So that'll be a nice one.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch.
Cool. So we'll go on to usual to start off. We'll go with the trade that happened last week. There we go.
So we had that old Kirkwall Chargers and the Glen Rothis and Kirkwall trading with each other. Backwaters and Beyonds. So we've got Justin Fields and Devontae Adams going one way.
Yeah.
And it's a handful, isn't it? Jared Goff, Logan Thomas, Justice Hill and Amari Cooper. That's a big trade, isn't it?
It is a big one, like. So obviously, I don't know how good it is for Glen Rothis that Justin Fields went out.
Yeah, how long's he out for? Have they said yet? Have they made any indication?
Well, it was meant to be an MRI, but I don't know the result of it. But that was in yesterday.
I mean, it's only shoulder, isn't it? Can you just pop it back in and he goes?
Was it not his pinky? It was his finger, was it not?
Was it his finger? Was it? Is that what it was?
I think it was his finger, and he couldn't grip the ball. That's why he never came back out. He wanted to come out, but he couldn't come out. I think it was.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, provided Fields is okay. I mean, he's picked up. I mean, Devontae Adams is probably the best receiver in the game, to be fair, because he has went and proved that he can do it at the Raiders too. And he's doing it this season without the best quarterback, shall we say. So, I mean, Adams a good pickup, but I worry about the team that he's in.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Fields, he's a fantasy gold if he can get on his bike and stuff, But it's a haul that Kirkwall have taken over for it, It's I mean, you can make a case for starting every one of them. I don't know what his team looks like behind it, but certainly Jared Goff you can start no problem.
Yeah.
Mary Cooper, the number one. Logan Thomas is doing really well, and Justice Hill, he gets touches.
I think he was actually the top running back this week. I think he ran more than Gus
Edwards. Yeah, I mean he's the catching back if there is such a thing in Baltimore as well, you know. So yeah, I mean I think Kirkwall's done very well out of that, but I wouldn't be greeting about it if I was Glenn Rothers. Again, it depends what's on Glenn Rothers' bench as well, you know, because he's given up 4 potential starters there.
Yeah, well, we'll find out when we get to that division because it's not that far away. But
we will.
Yeah, I think it's a.
I'm not sure I can call a winner.
No, I think it's pretty even actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can call a winner.
Well, if Fields does go out for a couple of weeks, I'd probably call the winner the Kirkwall Chargers.
Oh, 100%. But I'm assuming this trade was made before Fields'
before the weekend. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall Chargers have scored more points than Glen Rothis, but Glen Rothis are like 1 and 5 and 2 and 4 are own. And there's only there's one game between them.
Yeah.
But they're down the bottom, so they're obviously trying to do something to get their team going. That's all it is.
Absolutely.
If they're all healthy, it's a pretty even trade.
Very, very even. I think, you know, you can start all 4 of them. As I say, I'd like to see, I'll have a look and see what's on Glen Rothers' bench, you know, because obviously he's given up 4 potential starters for 2 starters. But points-wise in any given week, you would take Fields and Adams against those 4, you know, to do okay.
Yeah. And I thought I'd put this one on that because I knew.
Yeah, good trade that. I like that trade.
Well, actually, I wonder when I went through because he didn't actually play Fields this week. He played Stafford.
They maybe didn't go through 12.
But he played Adams. He only got 5.9 yards, but that's not going to happen very often.
Oh, well, they played Adams and then, so he traded for Fields and then didn't play him.
Yeah, but he still won.
Man's got a crystal ball.
Well, it's Martin. He does. He usually slags me off on Twitter when he beats me. But yes, we'll go on to that one a bit. So next time we'll go on to is the team of the week. Obviously, not as high scoring this week, but there is a lot of teams in 200, including a very unlucky unbeaten team. But we'll get to that one when they get to their division. But this is the team of the week.
But the team of the Orkney Warriors on to 6-0 as well now, you know, and it's looking ominous. It's looking ominous there. I think that's one that we can. I think this is the first team we can say is officially in the playoffs. In fact, there's a couple of them, but as our team of the week, then the first team we can say are officially going to be in the playoffs. But I mean, look at it. Look at the scoring. It's right through. You know, Cole Kmet aside, everyone's in double digits.
I know it's a good start starting Drake London getting 37 points for him. But then I suppose you're sort of forced to with Dupes and Pickens being on the bye. But
I mean, it's one of those ones. Drake London owners are finally starting to breathe a sigh of relief, as are, by the way, Kyle Pitts owners, you know. But it's finally starting to breathe a sigh of relief that he's coming, you know. But yeah, Dupes come back off bye week there as well. Pickens on his bye week. Kareem Hunt finally, you know, getting a few touches and doing what Kareem Hunt does with them, you know. I think he could be a big player in the run, and especially if the Browns keep themselves in it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, there'll not be many 49ers fans want to talk about the Browns too much after Sunday night.
No, I know. But yeah, great team there. Great team there for Orkney Warriors, and I'll take a good team. It'll take a very good team to top them, and I think, you know, they'll be in the top division next year.
Oh, definitely. That one plus, obviously, we'll go on to the leagues now. We'll go to the St Magnus division, my one.
So can't quite crack that 200, can you, Johnny?
No.
I mean, you got as close as you can get, but you can't quite crack that 200. But yeah, I mean, at the top of your division, Johnny, Stoke and Bengals are another one who you can say, you know, going to be in the playoffs. I can call that. I wouldn't quite call being in the top division yet here, but if you know, because 4 and 2s are only 2 behind. But Stoke and Bengals and Leeds Lassos at 5 and 1. So you know, Leeds Lassos went from 5 and 0. You get your first loss and you bounce back the next week. That's a sign of a good team, you know.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for Arthur because that's probably his best score he's had
Yeah,
But it's just
189. Yeah,
it's the closest tie as well. But it's just a bit unlucky. Ken, he had the best score. He came up against Leeds Lasso on the rebound. But
ran into a bloody nose. That's the thing. Nice to see Mr. Baxter's streak getting snapped at 2.
I thought you'd like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that one. So yeah, good win. Good win for Portsmouth Pirates. As I say, it's massive, that difference between 4-2 and 3-3. It just gives you that wee extra edge, you know.
Yeah, well, my team's not looking too great next week, but getting to 4-2, at least they'll only be 4-3 after next week. I'm just glad that they've got
good
Brees Hall
win.
back on
Barkley's
fire.
back.
Bartley's back, Brees Hall.
Yeah,
AJ
you must have
Brown.
been worried about Brees Hall the first couple of weeks of the season when he wasn't really doing, you know, and then Rodgers goes down. But yeah, Brees Hall certainly coming on now. You'll have Jones coming back this week as well.
He's in the lineup too, but he's basically taken over from Brees Hall.
That's been a sore one, but yeah, no, Brees Hall, you've got going, you know, the Barkley and Robinson. I mean, both are scoring, you know, but Addison and Osborne, you know, it's you're doubling down quite a bit there. But lovely win, and at 4-2, Johnny, you've got to be looking upwards, onwards and upwards at 4-2.
Well, one can hope, but yeah, I'm just happy getting the 4-2 because for a while it did actually look close, but I think it was pulled away at the end. So a few of Joe's team underperformed. But, then you've got another 3-3 got Tiger Scots against Jack, who's lost. He went 4-1 to 4-2, obviously a bit underperformed as well.
Yeah,
you have Burrow. He played Ahmed as well. He got 14 that late touchdown. But,
yeah, that was garbage time, wasn't it? Which was okay, but
his receivers killed him and his tight end.
But I mean, you've got see when you've got you can one running back out, okay, you know, you'll have someone to slot in. He's got 3 running backs out, Johnny. He's got Herbert out, he's got Sanders out, and he's got Johnson out. You know, he's got Greenlaw out in his defense as well. So that's a tough week for the Whitehall Rockstars. And and do you know what though? See, when you're sitting on 4-1, you can afford a week like that. You know, you've been hit with your injuries. Now you just need some of these guys to get back. He needs Johnson to get back. Is Sanders, what's the script with Sanders? I think it was just a 1 weeker, wasn't it?
I'm not sure, actually. But
so yeah, you've got Johnson and Sanders to come back. He really needs them to be coming back in now, you know. It's you know, I mean, his receivers are great, so it's they will cover, but I mean, he needs at least one of them back so he can slot him in over Ahmed, because Ahmed's not going to be there for long, I wouldn't imagine, especially with Wilson coming back.
Well, he's not going to. Well, Chase will be out this week. They're pretty sure on the bye. So,
and it's, I mean, he's let Warner Bay Warriors right back in the shout, you know, but well, we're not the most of points, but you know, you're going to run into weeks like that from time to time, and best to do it when you're 4-1 as opposed to 1-4, you know.
Yeah, and obviously next up we have the undefeated Stoke-on Bengals carrying on their undefeated run against the Laxdale Legends, 1-5.
Yeah, 1-5. That's you know, Stoke are it's the whole. They've got Tyreek Hill and they've got Tour, you know. So
and Stefan Diggs.
And Stefan Diggs. How'd you get all of them? So you know. It's Pollard and Stevenson. Stevenson's a funny one, isn't it? But Pollard certainly will do fine. Brown's doing fine. Mixon will do fine. Godwin will do, you know, fine. Yeah, I mean, it's 6-0 and counting, really, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. And obviously the highest.
Tua and Hill are banking 65 points a week, pretty much week in, week out. It's a heck of a start.
It is.
And then when you add Diggs on top, who's, you know, constantly over 20, yeah, I mean, it'll take a good week or a bad week indeed for Stoke and Bengals for someone to pip them.
Yeah, and obviously the highest scorer team of the week was EK Colts against the Rotherham Raiders. 229. Was that the highest one?
No, that wasn't the highest one. That was the third highest one. The highest score of the week was, once I get back onto it, Webby Warriors.
229.64. So it's the second highest one.
Yeah, so 229.22 against 229.64. So it was Portsmouth Pirates that got the highest score of the week, beating Douglas.
Oh, so sorry, Doug, I forgot.
And Doug, to be fair to him, you got it. You know, it's a hard week when you lose your quarterback and your running back in the same week.
It is a sore one.
You know, 7.37 and 4.85. Both were going along just fine when they went out. And yeah, when that happens, you're kind of poo-pooed, aren't you? So Yeah, we'll give you a bye for that one, Doug. We'll give it. I see Quentin Johnson on his bench here. He's got 2 points, and he threw up a goose egg.
Yeah.
Per target. Love that. But yeah, Doug's got he's got Jeff Wilson coming back off IR this week, and of course he'll have Tank Dell coming back in. But yeah, good scoring from the Portsmouth Pirates. You know, Pacheco, Mahomes, Walker, Wilson all going over 20 points, Swift going over 20 points, and Bernard in his defence over 20 points. So great week. And EK Colts on to 3-3 now, and that's a big win. You know, that was 2-2-3 teams. You know, one of them are now 500 and getting excited, and the other one's 2-4, thinking, God, I've got work to do.
Yes.
But EK Colts have lost McCaffrey. He's going to be hoping that's no for long.
How long is it for? Did you know, or does it say?
It's up in the air for week 7 already. You know, the problem he's got. Oh no, it's a late game this week as well. So it's
a Monday night one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a chance he'll not miss anything apart from what he missed.
Well, as I'm playing against him this week, I hope he just keeps him in the team and he doesn't play. That'll give me a chance.
Well, you'll be hoping Mostert doesn't show up like he did this week, then, won't you?
Yeah, it's going to be a hard one. And obviously, we've got 2 3-3s in the next game. You've got Doug. They got back to us against the Warnaby Warriors.
Yeah, that's huge, isn't it? 3-3.
Big game.
Let's not forget that this week is halfway.
I know, it's pretty scary, like.
And it's the different. I just think that the difference mentally between going into the second half of the season with a winning record and going in with a losing record, it's a difference between thinking you've got a good chance of making the playoffs and knowing you've got a heck of a lot of work to do and probably not going to make it this year.
Well, so this week you have 5th against 6th, me against the Colts. You've got 7 against 8, the Warnaby Warriors against the top head Niners.
You get 3 against 4, and
you've got 1 against 2. That is mental.
That's crazy, and it's that good chance for Leeds Lassos to stick that, get rid of that soak on Bengals. You know, they've got.
Well, this is the one we thought they were going to be 6-0 when they played each other, but I sort of a scupper to that one.
Hudson Hubbard and Wilson, Luke Wilson, the defender, all on bye week, but he's got Ford to come back in, he's got White to come back in. If none of the Bears running backs make it back, he's got Foreman against the Vegas defense. You know, so he's got options there to come in.
And Stokes he'll be missing Pollard
and
he'll be missing Mixon. So he's only got 1 running back on the bench.
So Algier will be playing, and that Bucks defense against the run is not giving up a whole lot. And look what they've done to Montgomery.
But they've got. They could get Myers in for his flex spot, so that
he needs 1 running back, Johnny. He's
going to have to play Algier, but he's still projected to get 173 points with 3 players on 0. So I say the team's pretty strong.
Yeah, definitely. Massively strong. You know, you've got Tua and you've got Hill, and any team that's got Tua and Hill's got a great start already. So, but if he's going to lose that, that's a good chance for Leeds Lassos.
Yeah. But then Tua just might want to rip the Eagles secondary.
Well, of course, but we'll see what happens. You know.
I know. I'm looking forward to that one.
Funny that it works out like that. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8.
I know. It's almost like a redraft league.
Yeah. Is it 9 and 10? No, it's 9 and 11, 10 and 12.
Oh.
It's a good chance for Batch to get off the mark. You know, he's Plymouth or Gyle Browns. That one's got to come pretty soon. You know, it's not like he's scoring awful. I think his points are in the thousands. You know, and there's a lot of teams. You know, I know everyone in this league is in the thousands, but there's quite a few teams not in the thousands.
Yeah, I think it's just back. He's got 1,300 apart against, which is a bit of a killer. Like,
yeah, that's quite hot. It's he has run into some big ones, that's for sure. But yeah, good chance to get off the mark last week with as long as Allen's okay.
Well, yeah, that's the problem with
Josh Allen. He's got a wee question mark next to his name. I'm sure he'll be fine though.
Yeah, they're day to day at the moment for him, so we'll see how it goes.
And it's Laxendale Legends going to need to go and pick up a kicker out of agency.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a 6-0 there. Do we have a 6-0 in Division 2, Johnny? I don't think we do.
I don't think we do, but we're on to the Yesney Bay division now. There we go.
This is mine.
No, we have 3 5-1s.
3 5-1s here, though. 3 5-1s, and then 4 4-2s, you know. So there's a gap opening up there, you know. There's a gap opening up after 7th. It's a 2-game jump now between 8th and 7th. And do you know the only thing that I've got going for me in this one is that there's 4 teams, 1 and 5 or 0 and 6, you know. So that 9th spot, I'm aiming for Division 3. That's my target. But I mean,
well, I have to say, I do feel sorry for Sam this week.
Yes,
he's the 3rd highest team, but he came up against the highest team.
He did. So that's got to hurt. And of course, I ran into the 2nd highest team, and it's Maggie. I mean, Jackson kind of done okay for me this week, but I had Montgomery, he went out. I had Debo Samuel, he went out. T. Higgins came back from injury, doing nothing.
Yeah, so, but he did that last year. He'd be better next week. Last year when he was injured, remember, he came back and did nothing the first week.
So it's I am struggling somewhat. It has to be said. I'm losing players to injury left, right, and centre.
Barkley back.
Yeah, I got Barkley back at least, but you know, Elliott's looking a bit better as well. I'm starting to get to the stage where I might be throwing him in, and of course Wandale's. Do you know why I've got Wandale Robinson? I brought him in off agency on Sunday just in case Barkley wasn't playing later on, so as I had someone to put in case Barkley didn't suit up.
He did okay. Like he got a few 8 out of 8 for 62 yards.
He is, but it's one of those ones where I don't like having Barkley and Wandale Robinson because I don't think I'll ever play them both, and I don't think I'll ever not play. In fact, I know I won't not play Barkley, so it's a kind of wasted spot for me having Wandale there. I'm not going to play him with Barkley in the team as well.
A nice win. We'll go down to Sam's one. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Sam's very unlucky. Sam with the Godalming Goats up to 5-1 now as well, and you know starting to really roll. But yeah. Just ran into a score, really, Johnny. That's what can you say, you know?
Well,
he ran into Mostert, he ran into Herbert, Pollard, Cup, Allen, St. Brown, all scoring over 20 points. I mean, his kicker scored on 0, and he had Greenlaw in his team, did Godalming Goats.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And he still scored the highest score of the week, you know, with 243 points. So, you know, you can tack on what was the highest scoring kind of defender and agency. I'll bet you'll be one in there with 20 points. Tack that on top, tack on a kicker on top, you know, and yeah.
Yeah, it's even scarier score, but yeah. No,
it's very good.
Enough to win. It'd be more gutted if he ended up with 215 and just lost out, but he got the win. And obviously, we've got closest game between the Bedford Brewskis and Lee Vikings, so Lee Vikings got 4-2.
Yes, nice good win for Lee Vikings. I mean, the Bedford Brewskis, again, 186 points, going to beat a lot of teams, but, you know, 1-5 and gone.
And of course, that's 4 wins in a row for the Lee Vikings. So they're probably the bar in the top, and the Ancoat Citizens, we'll get to them in a minute, they're 5 wins in a row.
Yes, they are. But I mean, Lee Vikings has got JT back in as well. You know, he's only going to get, but you know, let's not forget, he didn't do a preseason or anything like that. It's going to take him a couple of weeks to get going.
No, but he's going to be missing Stroud this week. He's on a bye, and he's going to miss Pierce. So he could be missing a few. So Ayuk obviously, Ayuk's had a great year. So
yeah, Ayuk's been brilliant so far. He really has. But he just ran into a real tough deal last night, and his quarterback couldn't cope. Really, to be fair. I mean, to be fair, I will give Purdy his due where it's due. You know, he did take them down the field and put them in field goal range. But I mean, the Browns gave him far too much time. But he did take them down there and put them into field goal range. But yeah, I mean, Graham's Glasgow Eagles as well at 5-1, 2 wins in the trot now. Anacota Citizens 5 wins in a row. Look, you lose week 1 and then you go on a 5-win run. You lose the first 2 weeks and you go on a 4-game win run for Lee Vikings. Brilliant. And it's puts them right back in a hunt, you know. And it's just you get on a wee win run and you can come from anywhere, you know.
And of course, the Aberdeen Bucks lost their second game to the Buccaneers. That was
they did. The Bucks beat the Bucks.
The Bucks and the Bucks.
The Bucks beat the Bucks. But yeah, that's going in the other direction. The Yorkshire Finns lost their second in a row, you know. So that's they're 2. After being 4-0, they've now lost 2 in a row. So that's a slide that they will need to turn around very quickly. It's
Yeah.
a habit you don't want to get into. Is going backwards,
No, especially when you're getting near halfway.
Yeah,
So who's playing who next week then? Let's see. We've got 2 5-1s at the top of the board there. That'll be a nice one.
Yeah, I've got Yorkshire Finn, so it's a good chance for Duke Moorland to get one over on me, because as I say, I've got to replace Montgomery. I've got to replace Higgins is on his bye week. Both my defenders that I played this week are out are on bye week next week.
Oh,
And
that's a
then
bad one.
Ebo's
That
obviously gone. So my team's kind of picked itself. And it includes Wandale and it includes Kyrie Freeman. So yeah, not good, and a good chance for Yorkshire Finns to snap that losing streak and get back into 3 and 4 and go in the right direction. They're 2 5-1s, Glasgow Eagles and Annacote Citizens. That'll be a big one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Obviously, I think the Lee Bikers and the Aberdeen Bucks should be a good one.
Yeah, massive. That's 2 4-2s. That's a big one, especially that's a big one when. If Godalming Goats go 6-1, one of the Glasgow Eagles and Annacote Citizens are definitely going 6-1. And if you're looking at that top 3 for the top division, you don't want to be going too far behind them.
No, you don't. Especially as Godalming Goats, they're up against the 4-2 Alaskan Deep Freeze. So that would give them a good.
One of them will hang on, Yeah, that's a big game as well. Yeah, so there you go. So that's huge as well, though,
And Sam's up against the Badam Gears. I'm guessing he's missing a few players in no sort of the team yet, but
surely to goodness, Sam's
after last week deserve one.
He deserves his win, does Sam? He definitely deserves his win. He's 1,068 points. It's not that it's not shabby. It's not terrible. He's certainly got a lot
more than you. Yeah. So what? I never did the tie of the week in the last round. So what's the tie of the week in this round?
For me, I think it's got to be the 2 5-1s. It's got to be Annacote Citizens and Glasgow Eagles. But I do think the Lee Vikings and Aberdeen Bucks game is just as big a game.
Yeah. But yeah, it's probably the Annacote Citizens and the Glasgow Eagles are undoubtedly the tie of the round.
Absolutely.
I do think Godalming Goats against the Alaskan Freeze is also a good one.
It's a big game, It's the thing is the 5-1s have got a kind of free dart this week, but when you're playing against another 5-1, that's one that you just like to get that wee win over them and make sure you're moving forward,
Mm-hmm. We didn't actually do the match of the week in my group, is it? We did it same as last week. I forgot to do my one.
Yeah.
Week 7.
I think yours is an absolute giveaway. It's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So yeah. I'll go for Stoke and
Lassos.
Stoke and Leeds Lassos 100%. That's the tie of the week in there.
I suppose, it does speak for itself, that one, but yeah. It's going to be a lot of change in that division.
A 5-1 with a chance to get rid of the Ove, the only undefeated team in the league. Yeah, that's the game of the week by a country mile.
So we'll go on to Division 3, Coween Hill.
So again, Manchester Bees, here they go again. They 5 wins in a row now after losing week 1. Top scoring team. Roddy, second top scoring team, the other 5-1 team. It's these two seem to be pulling. These two look like they might just start pulling away down here.
Yeah, and it was a top scoring team by a lot.
Yep, by a country mile. And then you've got Carlton Crew getting onto 4-2, beating the New Bardstown Mashers, and that was they were sitting 4 and that was a 3-2 against a 4-1. And the 3-2's got the win, and it's got them right tied up with them again.
Well, there's one of our trade teams, the Glen Eagle, the Glen Loftus Ravens.
So they've won their game. They've won their game, and they've played Adams, not getting much for him. And he has played Fields. What are you talking about? He played Fields. Bad move, but good win for him. And he's lost Montgomery now. He's lost Fields.
I think I was looking at week 7.
I got you.
Obviously, got Fields in for next week.
Yeah, so Stafford in now. Yeah, so Stafford will go in for sure. That's and then replacing Montgomery's a bit of a problem there, I would say, because he's not got he's not got another running back, really. He's got Perrine.
I
Well,
think-
Perrine Breeder's gone.
Well, Perrine will be third string
Yeah,
at the moment.
it's got to be
Breeder, he'll
Singletary,
hardly
really.
get touched. Singletary's on a bye.
Singletary's on a bye, so he's got real trouble then. So he's going to have to put in one of them. And who did he trade? Who did he trade away?
Everybody.
Did he trade a back? No, I don't think he did trade a back, did he?
Justice Hill.
Justice Hill. So yeah, you would be playing Justice Hill this week, I guess, if he's not on bye.
Justice Hill, Mary Cooper, Jared Goff, and Logan Thomas.
But it's a good win, you know. It's a good win for him, and Devontae Adams will definitely help. It's just, will he help as much as the hindrance of the guys who have left?
Yeah.
And who was it he traded with again? It was Kirkwall.
So, yeah, but they came up against the Bankfoot Panthers, so they were.
Yeah, they've just been battered by
Obviously.
But I mean, see now that I'm looking at that, his team, I don't see the point in bringing Goff. I don't see the point in bringing Goff in when you've got Tua. You know, that's a kind of, I get that you were, you know, you gave away. Who did he get? He gave away Fields, I guess. So he had Fields and Tua. So that's a throwaway part of it for me, you know. He's got Tua there, so fine, you bring in Goff as a cover. But yeah,
he didn't play Goff, 30 points. He didn't play.
You're not going to play Goff, you've got Tua.
No. Who else did he get?
He got Goff.
Justice Hill's on the bench.
Justice Hill's on. Amari Cooper, 16.8 points. And Logan Thomas, only 2.2 points this week. But he has been doing okay the last couple of weeks, you know, the last few weeks.
Well, he's playing the Giants this week. So.
He really did need a tight end because he's in fact, he's obviously dropped a tight end because he's not got one in his bench. I'm sure he had one. Oh no, he's got Dallas Goedert as well. Thomas is playing in the flex.
Okay.
So yeah, good win for Roddy there though, and things going well for Roddy. What's he? Chris Olave got his 21 points, which is good to see him bouncing back after a couple of off weeks. You know,
he's still questionable though. He's still dealing with. No, that's Olave's still dealing with an injury, I think.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I'm sure he's not right, but and his quarterback, more importantly, is dealing with an injury, which doesn't help. But he's got Ford and McLaughlin sitting there on the bench. They're easily playable players, you know, and he's got Kyle Pitts, so he's breathing a huge sigh of relief that Pitts is finally getting involved a little bit.
Yeah. So,
top scoring team of the week, the Manchester Bees, 5 wins in a row now after losing week 1. And, you know, it's just a flittering of 20 plus
Pollard,
points.
Etienne, St. Brown, Pittman, Evans on a bad week, Kelsey, Kirk doing well, Downs, like I said last week, could do well when Minshew got a touchdown. Didn't do much else, but he got a touchdown.
He did, yeah. I mean, 5 catches as well. He might only went for 21 yards, but 5 catches are huge when you're getting a point of catch, you know.
But you're right. And
Christian Kirk as well. I mean, that's such a strong team. And you've got Hunt sitting there, like you say, you know, Dubs and Pickens still to come back. So, yeah, Manchester Bees are certainly looking.
Well, he'll be hitting free agency this week trying to find a quarterback. Because I can't see one on the bench.
Good on you, Manchester Bees. Finally, someone who plays it properly. Let's go and have a look and see who he's going to be able to pick up, Johnny. Let's just make my point plain and clear right here and now.
Well, you got Joshua Dobbs.
So you can have Dobbs. Who's he playing? Seattle?
Yeah, in Seattle, though, that'll be a bit harder with the crowd.
Yeah, with the crowd, yeah.
Derek Carr, if he plays, but that's Friday and it's questionable.
Yeah, but he'll play because he does, and he done okay last week. You've got Desmond Ridder there, who's now starting to do okay.
Yeah, they're playing against Tampa, though.
You've got Gardner Minshew there
against Cleveland.
You know,
and you might have Badgett against Las Vegas.
Yeah, you could go down that route. But yeah, so there you go. He's going to have. There's plenty of options there for 1 week only. You're sitting 5-1. You know.
Definitely.
1 week only, plenty of options. That's the way to play it, and give yourself options for the skill positions on the bench because they get injured a lot more too.
Well, he's going to have
well played, Manchester Bees.
He's going to have Dubs and Pickens back as well.
He's going to have Dubs and Pickens back, indeed he is. So
yeah, he's looking very strong.
Looking at this week, just looking at who's he got this week. He's playing Carrollton Crew this week. He's playing a team on 40. Well, not bounce back after a loss this week, but certainly 4-2 Carlton Crew. They'll be looking to get, catch up a wee bit of them. And, Manchester Bees, they are missing Stroud, they are missing Pollard, they are missing Luvuv.
Yeah, you got Carlton Crew going 4-2. Their points different. They've scored 1,248 and they've conceded 1,238. To go 4-2 with that many points against, very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, look, the team's solid enough. It's got problems this week.
Yeah,
he has major problems this week. Has Carlton Crew major problems? He has Ferguson on bye week, Folk on bye week, Prescott on bye week, Woods on bye week, Thielen on bye week, Cooks on bye week, Lamb on bye week, Schultz on bye week, Quinton Williams on bye week.
Oof.
So yes, he's going to have
to. This might be the one he just takes a loss.
This is the one you just you accept a loss and you move on. He's got Mitchell and Ingram at running back. That's just and if you're going to win this week, you can't be running into the Manchester Bees, who are sitting 5 wins in the trot at the top of the division with 1,300 points for.
Well, they've got 3 players in the bye week, and the only one he doesn't have cover for is a quarterback.
Yeah, he's fine. Absolutely fine.
Hunt as a running back, or Charbonnet, Dupes or Pickens as a wide receiver. So he could probably still play without them and win, to be honest. When you've got Etienne, Pittman, Kelsey, Evans, and Kirk could probably beat most teams.
It's it's not looking good for Carlton Crew, that's for sure. The Edinburgh Thunderbirds, they need to get going as well on the bottom at 0-6. Let's see what's going on with them.
It's going to be hard against the Whitehouse Tigers.
They've got Gardner on bye week, Schoonemaker on bye week, Parsons on bye week, Boyd on bye, Gallup, Pierce all bye. Yes, another tough week for the Edinburgh Thunderbirds. It's Whitehall White Tigers are sitting at 4-2 as well, so absolutely no mugs.
Well, they'll be playing Jordan Love because obviously Burrow's on a bye week.
They will be playing Jordan Love. They'll be playing. Who else have we got down there on that? They've got Spears on bye week. They'll need to go and pick a kicker up. They'll get Kay Walker back. He's a points machine in the Green Bay defense. He really is. Watson back.
It's look good. But my tie of the day this week will be the Chicago Scorpions against the Blackfoot Panthers.
It's a big game. I'm actually going to go one. I'm actually going to go a little bit different from you. And I'm going the New Bards and Mashers against the Glossop Fighting, whatever it is.
Gophers,
sorry, the Glossop Fighting Gophers. I can never remember what the last word is because it's just ... in my phone. But New Bards and at 4-2 against 3-3. 3-3 wins are 50-50. 4-2 wins and they're 2 ahead. It's a big swing. And that one there, I think
the Masters are missing Jamar Chase, Garrett Wilson,
Mosley,
and CJ Mosley. And
bye weeks
are missing a kicker.
This is when the bye weeks really start to take hold as well, don't they? There's more and more teams going on byes now, and there's going to be some play. I mean, if you look at Glossop Fighting, whatever they are, Gophers. You've got Fairbairn on bye, Burks, Higgins, Hall, Hubbard. No kicker.
He's got no kicker. I'll guess he'd be on agency for a kicker.
Yeah, well,
other than that,
he's got Fairbairn on his bench, to be fair. He's just moved them already.
Herbert, Bijan, Raheem, Ayuk, Davis will do better. The Q will be better. Kittle better. Especially if Debo's out. Musgrove, Warren. Yeah.
It's a good chance when New Barston's got to play Robinson and Moore, that's effectively who they're going to need to bring in unless they can find someone from agency for Jason Wilson. Yeah. Every chance that they get the win, that the Glossop can go and find that one despite all the bye weeks. Okay. Let's have a wee look at your game of the week then. The 3 again, Chicago Scorpions get the win. It puts them back in it, and Blackfoot Panthers takes the win, and it's effectively saying you ain't catching me, boy.
Yeah,
forget it. Difference between being 3 behind and being 1 behind.
I know.
Massive.
Because who's on their benches? So Howell, Cousins, McLaughlin. So it looks like they're both already set their teams
They have,
for the
yeah.
week.
And they're both very, very close. But Chicago Corbin's slight favourites according to Sleeper.
But he's got 2 Arizona wide receivers.
He has. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
It's Arizona.
I don't like that at all.
Even the Giants beat
Arizona.
Arizona.
Nash is one of these funky ones. Yeah, I'm going to go with Bankfoot this week. I've got to say, even Ford's in. Robinson's got a much easier game against the Giants. Ford's got a much easier game against Indianapolis. He was playing San Francisco this week, so big defense. Yeah, I fancy Bankfoot to win that one, but big game and massive game. If Chicago Scorpions can win that game, it opens up the league.
Oh, big step. It really will help the Manchester Bees try and secure the top spot. And but I say anything can happen when the playoffs start. I know the top 3 go through to the.
It's top 3. That's what I'm looking at.
But then you've also got to bear in mind the division playoffs are the top 6.
Yeah, so, of course. But that
you can still win your helmet.
Your first target's top 6, obviously, but top 6 also gets you into Division 1 or Division 2.
Yeah, precisely.
So that's what you're aiming for, So it's, but yeah, it's.
Well, look at all the 3 and 3s.
All those 3 and 3s there, they're all kind of hovering about, saying, I need a win. There's your Glen Rothis Ravens and desperately needing a win with the trade. And Kirkwall Chargers, 1 and 5, just try to get something going. And there's a gap between 9 and 10, Kirkwall Chargers, Preston Hawks, Edinburgh Thunderbirds.
I know they're playing it.
Start moving soon.
Well,
Kirkwall Chargers got 1,160 points.
I know they're a good scoring team. They've just come up against higher scoring teams, but
they haven't.
That's the way it goes in fantasy football. But then obviously at the moment they're predicted to beat the Seattle Patriots, so that will help a lot.
It would do, yeah. It would absolutely help a lot. And it's
Gary to get off the board. That'd be good, just to get rid of that old.
I preach it often, but you get on a win run, and you just start going, and it goes to look at Glen Rothis Ravens. They started on 3.
Yeah, no, 3 in a row.
3 in a row, boom, back in it,
Well, Preston Hawks won the first game, they've lost 5 in a row.
They've lost 5, that's the flip side of it. You get on those losing streaks as well, and it becomes a habit, So Kirkwall, Preston, and Edinburgh Thunderbirds, you get a win this week. Just take it 1 week at a time, get a win this week, and then, get a win next week, and winning starts to become a bit easier.
It does. Better matchups is also a bit easier.
Indeed.
So we'll go on to Mullhead, Division 4 of the East Conference. And this is our only other undefeated team.
Yes, it is Orkney Warriors. And we've looked at they were the top scoring team, weren't they? So we have looked at them. So, and absolutely, they beat
up against Sean.
Yeah, they beat Sean this week. So he's down to 2 and 4, but only 100 points this week.
Yeah, they're just they
still scored 1,200 points, so he still scored a lot of points.
This was a close game though. I like this one. 243 points by the Nairn Knights, and you lose.
Yeah, that's harsh. It's Joe. Sorry, pal. The Leicester Tigers have been flying all season. 5-1 now, and again, everyone we look at, it's the same, Johnny. It's 2 on Hill. 2 on Hill. But when you've got Holland Kamara sitting in there backing up 2 on Hill, that's going to take some beating, that team,
Yeah. And obviously, it could only be down to like Eckler. Okay, his first game back. He would normally do better than that. That's a difference.
Yeah. He's going to have much better weeks there. It's Joe's 2 and 4, but it's not. It's Herbert and Eckler. I'm not a fan of stacking with a running back. I'd much rather stack with a receiver, but both will score mega points all the time. I don't think that's a bad one. Thielen, what's Adam Thielen doing?
Oh, I don't know. It's just unreal.
Honestly, it's like he's Peter Pan. You're meant to be 33 years old, Adam. Stop it.
But he's not running about like a 33-year-old.
Yeah, it's crazy. So there'll be better weeks ahead for Joe for sure. Well, there won't be better weeks ahead, but those points will win many weeks.
But 2 and 4, and that's just unlucky coming up against that, because if it'd be that could have been 3 and 3, which made a hell of a difference. But
and it's a difference between you start all year, you start the right guys, you don't leave the. I mean, he's got his perfect team, so yeah.
Well, actually, looking at the points he scored more than the 3 teams above him, and 2 of them are 4 and 2.
Yeah, but it needs to snap that losing. That's 2 losses in a row now. Joe needs a win this week. To get himself going again. And the top 3 all winning again this week. Leicester Tigers and the Dublin Everton Blues. The Dublin Everton Blues seem to kind of get missed out all the time because of Leicester Tigers and Orkney Warriors being so good, but that's up to 5 and 1 now, and
well, that's a nice team. Gough, Ford, Hubbard, Flowers, Cup, Cooper, Ingram, St. Brown, Roman Stevenson scored. You had Moody, who missed 2 field goals.
Yes, you've had Singleton,
Singleton and CJ Mosley. So he'd be missing a few of them this week, but still, TJ Pierce on the bench.
Yeah, he's got Watson there just as well. He's got Gough because he's got Watson there, But yeah, I mean, it's 5 and 1 and going in the right direction. 255 points. I mean, if you look at the top 3 teams in this league, Johnny, the difference between them is 3.34 points. So it was very close, and it's the top 3 teams in the league as well. It's 1, 2, and 3 in the league, or 1, 2, and 3 the scorers this week. So very much went to the form book. Has this division?
When I was going through the spreadsheet, I was thinking, "Oh, that's a good score. It's not going to get beat. Oh no, they got beat. Oh no, the next one that was the top 3." And I was like, "Yeah, it's crazy scoring for the."
I mean, it's definitely went to the form book this weekend here, apart from Joe getting spanked. But Yorkshire lost Mertos there, and they're in a bit of trouble, aren't they? And Gary's Wilts gold rush. Well, I think he's looking to next year as well. 859 points is all that's been scored.
I know the lowest score. I wonder if that's the lowest score throughout, but we'll have to have a look at that one at some time.
I think it's going to be very close to it. I've got to say.
Look at even the Newcastle Colts. They've scored 1,200 points, so that's more than 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Well, not 6 and 5. So
look at 5's almost scored 9. 5 scored Workshop. Rookies. They've only scored 984 points and they're 4 and 2, 2 wins in a row, including this week where they beat Leeds Leopards.
Who just never showed up because Leeds Leopards had usually a better scorer than that.
Well,
1,000 points. So
Workshop Rookies.
What happened here then?
Their team. No Gibbs, no Johnson. Oh, I hate when I see teams win. I hate when those teams win. I really do.
I know. Shame.
What are you doing? Leeds Leopards getting beat. You see when you go into your own league, and this used to happen if you remember all the time. And when we were doing the NFL, we just went in went in the random ones, and you're always playing outs and buys and stuff. And you go in and you look at it and you think, "Oh, yeah, dancer, I've got a free win this week," and then you get beat, and there's nothing worse. So I feel your pain, Matty Leo. I really do.
Yeah, well, I've been that busy. A lot of my teams have had bye weeks and out players in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Them also. But I am cutting down a lot next year. Some of them I'm even commissioner. I've just not got time for it.
To be fair, Leeds Leopards, they were without Jefferson, they were without Campbell, they were without Warren, without Diggs. So yeah, you can see why. But yeah.
But he should be putting a name in the IR and picking up players to replace him, though.
Yes, he can.
I mean, even if they're out, you can put them on. You just have to make sure you set your team before they become available again on Wednesday afternoon.
And now, Gary, what's happening with Gary?
Oh, I think he never got beat by much because he actually got Harlequins on a bad day.
Lot of defenders on the bench there for him, so he's got too many options in defence for me.
Well, in fairness, Gary was at the Grand Prix.
Oh, he's always somewhere.
I think he auto drafted 4 defenders or 5 defenders in a row.
Was he
So,
not? No,
yeah.
he was at the 49ers watch party. Is where he was.
Well, this weekend he was, but when the draft happened, I'm pretty sure he was away like from Thursday
Oh, when the
to
draft
Sunday
happened, right?
when the draft
Got
happened.
you,
So he ended
got
up.
you, got you, got you.
There was
Right, I see what
pretty
you're
sure it
saying.
was a Grand Prix. It was one of them anyway, but
I
and he was
see
getting crappy signal, so I think he went on auto and he just got defender after defender. He obviously had him in his queue for later on.
Yeah,
I'm
and they'll just
guessing, but
come all
because he
up.
went on auto, they just put them in. But you can
Get
still drop them
trading.
and pick other players. But
Get
let's see who's got.
trading.
So are we going to get Yorkshire against Whitfield? That would be pretty cool.
Let's see.
Oh
what
no, Yorkshire are playing in their nights, so you've got to think with that high-scoring team that their nights are going to go 3 and 4.
Well, you would think that they're going to go 3 and 4, but you know, it's a funky old game, Johnny. It's a funky old game. But yeah, Yorkshire Los Mertos have not got Chase, have not got Hopkins, have not got Collins, have not got Aubrey all on bye week. Sanders is out. Kincaid looks like he's probably going to be out again. Well, will he be out again? Who knows?
But tie of the week is probably going to be the Water Orton Warriors against the Harrow Harlequins.
Yeah, that'll be a big one. Chance for Harlow to get rid of that. Oh, you know, every time you get a chance to do that, it's a kind of free one. You're expected to lose. You're sitting 4-2, so you can maybe just about afford the loss. But it's a free shot at getting rid of that. Oh, you know.
Oh,
and then what Orton's no got Henry. He's got Henry out.
Henry.
Wilson out. Okunkowo out.
Oh, Wilson.
But he's got plenty to come in. He's got Keenan to come in. He's got Justice Hill to come in if he wants to go with Hunt. That wouldn't be the worst move against Indianapolis. Whereas Harlow Harlequins have got to do without Higgins. And Greenlaw needs to go. Maybe.
And a kicker. Nick Folks out.
Yeah, he'll need to go and pick up a kicker as well. So yeah, provided he goes and gets his kicker and brings someone in for Greenlaw if he's not playing. I'm assuming that he left him in there last week as well. But as long as he does that, he's got a very good shout at getting rid of that. Oh, you know.
But Aidan Hutchinson, he might do not bad against Baltimore.
Well, it seems to. Aidan Hutchinson's one of those players that seems to be better at the NFL than he is at fantasy. You know. Well, there's a lot of quarterbacks that are very good in the NFL and not so good in fantasy as well.
Tell me about it. Yeah,
frustrating.
So the big question is: will the Worksoft rookies win again with Gibbs on the team out, Johnson on the team out?
Yeah, Gibbs will play though this week. Gibbs is going to be back, and so is Johnson. To be fair,
oh, maybe
he's going to get them back this week. To be fair, he's not got anything on the bench to put in those slots. He's got Perine and he's got Brown.
No, that's the
thing.
You're
not playing either of them, and he's not got any. So he's not got any backs. Is his problem?
What about?
You know, he's just not got any backs. That's the major issue there.
Dublin Everton Blues. They're basically going to be a close. So that could be the second tie of the week. That one.
Yeah, no, not for me. Not for me.
The 5-1 against to see the team that doesn't pick his team go for a game.
Dublin Everton Blues are going to win that easy, if you ask me.
But yeah, I do this one here to see if they can remain unbeaten will be a good one.
Yeah, that's just a big to see if they can remain unbeaten.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of teams trying to make a move and down there, you know, because there's not a lot of teams. You've got a 6-0, a 5-1, a 5-1. Then so there's only 5 teams on winning records in there. So yeah. Interesting to see what happens because it's very close, that division.
I know. I wonder when these two are playing. Poor Moss has got.
Yeah, he says he doesn't get his win this week. If he doesn't get his win this week, it's no easy.
Oh, there you go. Week 9, that's the one. That's the game of the week. The Yorkshire Los Mertos against the Wiltshire Gold Rush.
And by the looks of it might very well be 0-1 at that point. Still.
Yeah. That'll be fun. So we'll go on to the Happy Valley next.
Happy Valley, West Division 1, and we've got what have we got here? We've got no one on 6-0. We have no one on 5-1, Johnny. Everyone's lost.
Yeah, but this is the one I told you. Remember, Yeovil were 4-1 last week. And I said if they lost and it went the wrong way, they'd end up 6th, and they went down to 6th.
And so they did because look, every team above them won.
Yeah,
they went down to crazy. 6th. Nuts, eh? So they went from 1st to 6th, the Yeovil winners. Unlucky Yeovil winners, it's got to be
I
said.
do feel really, really sorry for the Cork Red Army, though. Look how much they lost by.
Yeah, when you're chasing, well, you know, you never know.
Cork, let's see whose defenders might get corrected.
It might flat. Is it defenders that get corrected more often than not?
Most of the time it's defenders, so maybe we'll
Nick
get a
Bolton.
score correction and James will get an extra tackle or Bolton will get an extra. He did
Or an
really
extra.
bad. Bolton.
He'll only need an extra half tackle, will he not?
Yeah, if that. But you got to make it worthwhile. So yeah, so
Yeah, unlucky. And that was to get off the mark as well. 189 points and didn't quite get there.
I know it's a very, very sore one. Because like
Who's
for
on
a
the
lot
bench?
part, I was looking at it going, surely they've got it this week and go, nope, they didn't get it.
Do you know he can sleep easy knowing that he's pretty much he's done the right starts. He's not done anything stupid, you know.
No,
I mean, he could have played Ingram over Johnson. That would have gave him the win, you know, if you want to be hypercritical. But
yeah, but everybody was going for DeMarco, but
you can see why, you know, you play Quentin Johnson because Williams is out and he's had all that time to get ready and stuff, you know. So I don't knock him for that. So yeah,
well, he did get 2 points for no catches, so
he did, but it's still.
I don't know what the hell he got them for. That's what I want to know. It's really bugging me.
Well, it must be targets.
Oh yeah, 2 targets.
So he had 2 targets, so it's must be a point a target. But yeah, Ingram would have won him the game. But you know, it's harsh. It's unlucky, but it's fantasy football, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll go with the high scoring team. We've got the Dickens Heath Demons against the Norwich Mustard Men, who were also 3-2 at the time.
They were bad week for Norwich Mustard Men, though, only 154 points. But then McCaffrey went down.
Who knows how long he'll be out for if he is out.
Game.
Hopefully at least 1 week.
That was his problem there, and that's where his 3 wins have basically came from. You know, McCaffrey sitting in there. It's amazing how difference one player can do. But yeah, Dixon Heath Demons, they got the top score of the week in the division with Montgomery.
Yeah.
But St. Brown, Kelsey, 36 and 34. Bernard, 26, 19 and a half for Jones and the defense. So, yeah, you know, no one's, you know, it's very solid scoring is the thing there for Dickens Heath Demons. And that's why they've racked up the points through very consistent scoring there.
Yeah, and obviously they were the highest scoring team. I guess they still are. The Gothenburg Angels.
Yeah, Gothenburg Angels are still the
back
highest
on top.
team.
There you go. This is the tie of the match last week, and for a long part it did live up to it. But it's a nice nearly 40-point win.
Well, I mean, Yeovil winners. I mean, 197 points deserves. You know, that wins a lot of games. That's better than the average.
Yeah,
that's going to be higher than the average by quite a way. And you've ran into one, and it's taken you from 1st to 6th. So
it's crazy. This league, like, it's just absolutely mental.
But
so then he played Higgins 5 points. Yeah.
He did. And he only had Spears on the bench. So, you know, Spears, Miller, Vaughan and White. I don't see nothing jumps out at me that is stupid, you know?
No. He picked near enough his best team. Even if they played Spears over Higgins, it wouldn't have made a difference. So
if you look at Gothenburg Angels, the positions that the guy, he's got Cooper on the bench. He's got Moss on the bench, but he's got Cooper on the bench. And the slots that Cooper could have possibly played, he has Stevenson, Mattison, Allen, Brown, and Hollywood Brown and AJ Brown. So that's some, you know, he's got Cooper on the bench there and Gallup on the bench. That's pretty big. You know, that's good backup, shall we say?
Definitely. I'd like to say Moss will keep on getting the touches if he keeps on doing what he's doing.
I don't think he will. I think they'll go away. They'll go away in time. I mean, he's doing fine, and but JT, the more game fit he gets, the more touches he's going to get. But I do think Elliott's on the ready to come in now. You know, so Gothenburg Angels are very strong here.
In fairness, watching him get a first down and doing that stupid feed me thing, I thought, get to grips, man. When you're on your prime for Dallas doing that, but doing it when you get a first down, it's just like, fuck off.
Yeah, and Keybank's Lightning, there's Brave,
Koi,
he's stone.
Koi Banks. Koi
Coy
Banks.
Banks, sorry, Coy Banks.
You've
Yeah,
been in Koi Banks credit as well, so behave yourself.
so I have, yeah. And but beating the Darlington Dragons, stealing one off the Darlington Dragons, 188,
Yes.
37 to 185.
And
And
Justin Fields. Ooh.
it's his third win in a row, though, you know, the winning breed's winning, you know what? He's got Cooper Cup back and flying. Cup and Diggs and is a
Collins. Yeah.
great, and Nico Collins, that's a great wide receiver room, you know, Hopkins there as well. And Palmer will do just fine as long as Williams is out.
Now, Bobby Wagner only got 7 points.
Yeah, that's not like Bobby
But he
Wagner.
got 31 points for a look one, which is always a good one.
So it was a very good win, and 3 wins in a row. I keep going on about streaks, but he's on the streak, you know.
Well, you got to be happy.
Up now.
He's got 2 on the bench, so 2 will be playing this week probably. So,
And it's crazy that there's 6 teams in this division on 4 and 2.
yeah, it's a bit mental.
And it's
So basically, it could Yobo could almost probably go back to the top again, depending on results next week.
oh, of course they could, absolutely. That's their joint.
Who next week? So Koi Banks are playing the Norwich must have been 3-3, so that could be tied up after that one. Dickens Heath are playing the Darlington Ravens 4-2, 3-3. Yopal are playing the 2-4 Lemony Fresh, who stole last week, but may get changed with a score correction. Poor Cork Red Army are coming up against the Gothenburg Angels.
Yeah, that's another one.
A slap in the face, that one. It's like you lost, slap.
You just don't see that all going, do you?
No,
not against the Gothenburg Angels squad is just so strong. I just don't see that all going. And he's not even get any major. There's no problems to speak of. Do you know what Gothenburg's Angels' biggest problem is?
Who to pick?
Who to leave on the bench? It really is, because he's only got Gallup on bye. It's, you know, whereas you look at Cork Red Army, his team's pretty much picking itself, and he needs to go short for a kicker.
I do feel sorry for the Cork Red Army. No offense to Lemony Fresh being a commissioner, I shouldn't be biased, but I really do hope it does change slightly because they deserve it.
You like teams to get awful, you know. You like
to lose that game so close, and then to come up against the number one player, the top against the bottom.
Yeah, but
it's just a slap in the face for like the fantasy gods.
We mean no ill, but we hope you lose last week. We hope there's a score change, and then we hope you go on and beat Yeovil winners this week. How's that?
There you go. That'll be a good scalp, because you'll be back to 2-4. But anyway, and obviously with the body rig cheeseheads, I've got period 4 and 2s.
Yeah, we've not talked about them yet. And 4 and 2 going very well. Thank goodness there's a cheesehead in Edinburgh doing pretty well in this, by the way, because I'm certainly not. So you're flying the flag for all us cheeseheads now.
Yes, indeed. And then you've got the Galford Raptors against the Richmond Reds, who I'm guessing have got a lot of players out. Well, you've got Stroud on a bye. Oh, you've got Parsons on a bye. But his bench is pretty sparse as well. So yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I mean, it's only predicting 115 points, and it's only 2 that's missing.
I know, it's a bit mental. That can't be right. But you never know. The Galford Raptors, David might have get a nice second win. And whenever it's 4 and 2, you're only 2 behind. It's not that bad in the end. But...
Oh, listen, yeah, you get once you get 2 and 3 wins on the board, you're in it. You know, you're in it to the end at that point. You know, you get to 3 and you're in it right up to back end of the season anyway. You know, you just need to pick up a win streak.
Yeah. So yeah, so that'll be. So who's your game of the week then? It's got to be the Bonnie Rig Cheeseheads against the Turbo Titans, you'd imagine.
I mean, yeah, but no, for me, it's the Cork Red Army against the Gothenburg Angels, because it's top against bottom. It's strongest squad against weakest squad. But I'd love to, you know, so I really want to see Cork get off the mark. So, yeah.
Oh, so would I, but I can't see it against that one, to be honest.
Neither can I, but that's my game of the week, because I want to see Cork get off the mark.
Good. Well, hopefully they do. Maybe not for the opponents. Anyway, the next division, we'll go on to Maze Howe, West Conference Division 2. And there's the one we wanted to see, the trade, remember?
Yes.
Everybody went on about.
The big trade, and Travis Kelce and McGonigal and his Portland Lumberjacks are laughing all the way to the bank.
They just kept them. Because who did he get again? It was Travis.
So he got three of them are playing. He got
Hopkins.
Kamara, who done very well, so that's fine. And Joku, who let him down, and Ridley, who let him down. And I can't remember.
Did he not get Hopkins as well? Was it not Hopkins?
Oh, Hopkins, yep. Hopkins, that was one of them.
As Super Gibb said, though, he said, I think they just got really nervous on the big stage because we had them all primed up as a game of the week. And they just never showed up. So we do apologise, Super Gibb, and hopefully they'll get back.
No, we do not.
Well, I apologise because I'm nicer. Craig's just a...
I'm sorry, but these are professional NFL players. If they can't show up on the big stage, then they shouldn't be in the game. But yeah, Kelsey's making a big difference to Portland Lumberjacks. You know, that's they've no lost since the trade, and that's the first time Belfast benchwarmers have lost since the trade as well. You know, it just goes to show, you know, that sometimes sometimes a trade suits both teams, and often a trade suits both teams, but usually only one team kicks on from a trade.
Yes.
Both these teams have kicked on from the trade. And yeah, you know, the four that Belfast picked up, they're going to do just fine. But Travis Kelce could be the difference for Portland. But you know, they'll take Belfast to wins. But Portland Lumberjacks, Kelce could take them to the title.
You could do, but then of course the proper tie of the week was the Whitport Educators against the now 2 losses in a row Crew Juggernauts.
It was the Crew Juggernauts with 2, but you know, you're scoring 211 points in a week like this. It's hard to lose that one, you know. But yeah, Whitworth Educators have got breathing space at the top on 5-1, the only 5-1.
3 wins in a row. So yeah.
Going along very well, you know. Herbert, Bartley, Etienne, Diggs. I mean, DJ Moore had the worst game I've seen him play, and he got 18.85 points. I wish he'd go that for me and show me the money.
Oh, don't talk to me about that league.
Don't, I know. but yes,
he got 0 points for Bass as well.
He did 0 points for his kicker. That's mischief.
Well, I don't want to.
Yeah.
But you got minus a point for missing the field goal. You got a point for an extra point, so you got to end up with 0 points.
Of course, right? Okay, I was going to say how's he on 0? How's he get the 0 with 14 points? But yeah, that's how. So yeah, very very good win for Whitworth Educators, as you say. And Crew Juggernauts 2 losses in a row now after 4 in the bounce to start the season. Got to switch. Got to halt that slide. You don't want to get into that habit. He'll be hoping McCaffrey's back this week. He's got Pollard on bye week this week. So, yeah, you know, from cruising 2 weeks ago to work to be done for the Crew Juggernauts. But the team's solid enough. I don't see it falling away completely, you know.
Is that because we said that they were a juggernaut on their way through the league and then they're now lost 2 in a row? Sorry.
It's a tight ass league, this one as well, all the way down to 8th or 500 or better. You know, there's only 4 teams with a losing record in here.
I know the Birmingham Giants got their 2nd win.
They did.
The Rhiney Cardinals.
Good win against the Rhiney Cardinals. Poor Pork, 203 points in losing. That's harsh as well. Unlucky.
Yes, the Darlow Destroyers are a good team though. So
yeah, Darlow Destroyers got the better of them with 236. But you know, you score over 200 points, you're wanting to win. You really are.
Especially with where the scoring's been this week. 200 points should almost guarantee you win, but it depends.
Playing 3 tight ends is a bit a roll of the dice for me. It really is, you know. Do you know what the thing is? I get the whole, you get an extra half point for catching that with tight ends or whatever it is. But most tight ends don't get that much week on week. They have big weeks, but they have too many crap weeks. So playing 3 tight ends for me is rolling the dice rather high, you know. And you can see that's been the difference there because, you know, he's got Ferguson playing against Williams. Williams wins by 24 points. And then you've got Everett playing against Cup, and Cup wins by, you know, what's that, 18 points. So
yeah,
big differences there. And
Ferguson struggled the last 2 weeks, I think.
He has. He's been a bother.
He started 3 good weeks in a row, but the first week rubbish and
started to filter off a little bit. But then he's got Prescott thrown to him, and Prescott
are not even thrown to him. That's the problem.
He is useless. But
A nice close one there. The Bogdigas Falcons, they lost to the Sandbag Sunsets. So that's so the Whitford Educators actually jumped from 3rd to 1st.
They did, yes.
Week.
Yeah, because Bognor lost as well. Bognor Regis Falcons, yeah, they lost as well. So going from 4-1 to 4-2. But it's a wide open division, this one, Johnny. Absolutely wide open. So
definitely.
I wouldn't like to call it at the moment,
We'll see who's got each other in week 7 then.
Let's see who's there in week 7. It's
You've
so
got the Belfast
tight.
Benchwarmers against the Cavic Porkers.
That's a good one for Super Gibbs after. I mean, but the Port scored over 200 points last week, so it's not like he's not scoring.
And I'm pretty sure they got 190 the week before, so they are scoring. They're just not getting the results much. But
when you've just had a loss, it's nice to look and see you playing a 1-5 team the next week. I always like that when I go in. I go, oh yeah, I'm playing someone with a losing record. Until I open up the game and I look and I see what I'm playing against. I'm like, how is that losing record?
So I'll obviously you got the 4-2 Portland Lumberjacks against the 3-3 Darla Destroyers. That could be a close game.
The Burnham Trash Pandas 3-3 against Crew Juggernauts 4-2, another 3-3, 4-2.
Then you've got obviously the Crew Juggernauts will be trying to break that 2-game losing streak. The Whitford Educators against the Gloucester Wolfpack should. You know
how close this one is? We don't even have a game this week with 2 teams with a winning record.
No.
There's not a game with 2 teams with a winning record this week. It's the 3-3s and the 4-2s, the two 3-3s and the 4-2s. The one that's even bigger for me is the Birmingham Giants 2-4 against the Sandbach Sunsets 3-3, because the Birmingham Giants are now on a 2-game win streak.
Yeah.
And if they can knock that into a 3-game win streak, get that to 3-4, you're all right back in the hunt, from 0-4. That would bring Birmingham Giants right back into the hunt from
the way the points are at the moment, yeah, if they beat them, they probably would jump above Sandbach as well by points scored if they scored 20 points more.
Well, I mean, Sandbach Sunsets they've got Henry, Debo Samuel, Adam Thielen, Schultz, Mosley, Lazard, Hurst, all out. So I think he's going to be forced into playing Hunt. He might even be forced into playing Ahmed and Powell, unless he can find something on the bet and agency. He is forced into playing Ahmed and Powell. So a very good chance for Birmingham Giants to bounce, and get that. He's got a lot of buys himself, though. He's got a lot of buys here as well. Boyd, Gallup, Chase, Collins, Williams.
He needs a kicker.
He'll bring one in, yeah. But a great chance to get the 3rd one in a row and get himself right back in it. After 4 weeks, he'd have been just about ready to rip it up.
Yeah, but to get to 3 and 4, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So big week. Whitworth Educators got the Gloucestershire Wolfpack. If they can get that one, get onto the six wins. You can pretty much start your preparation for the playoffs at that point, I would say.
Well, my tie of the week will be the Burnham Trash Pandas against the Crew Juggernauts. I think that'll be an awesome matchup.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a good pick. Mine's is Birmingham Giants. See if they can get 3 and 4 or not.
Well, it would be good if they could.
Get back from 0-4.
And of course, we will have a wee sneaky cheer on for Portmelly.
Yes, we will. Always.
I'll never hear the end of it on Monday if I don't. So I've got to cheer on a little bit. So
always. I do want the bench. I do want to see the Belfast Benchwarmers make hay with the trade, the 4 players that they traded for. So, but yeah, go on, Port.
So we'll go on to Division 3, Marghead.
Boo-hoo, Aaron! Boo-hoo, Aaron! Remember when he was on a couple of weeks ago shouting, have you got him my league yet? Have you got him my league yet?
I don't see him. I've got 2 people watching, but I haven't heard from him. So I'm guessing
of course he's not there. Do you know why he's not there? Because it's a 2-game losing streak. Not only that, 137 points. I mean, he just didn't show up. What happened there, Aaron? I mean, he's got Fields who went off. He's got McCaffrey who went off. But outside of that, I mean, woof,
T. Higgins just back from injury. He did nothing.
dunk the place up, Aaron.
Hunter Henry.
Good win for the Whitchurch Warriors. So, see, they were both 3-2. And Whitworth Warriors goes to gets that wee nudge ahead of them, And Melbourne Supremacy losing this week from 4-1 as well. That was a big result at Bluetown Bookie.
Peterhead bloody Jets.
Peterhead bloody Jets with Rogers first round beating Melbourne Supremacy. Did not see that one coming.
That's because Mac Jones wasn't negative this week. He was actually positive. That's how he was.
Here comes our Graham as well.
He didn't even change his team. We're going to have a word with Blue Team Jets because he had Herbert playing.
Jing, so he did. And he still... So what happened to Melbourne Supremacy then that they've fell off this week so much? Ridley, Adams, Ferguson.
Well, Ferguson got one catch.
The defence didn't
Adams
go
did
great.
nothing.
The defence didn't go great, I guess. But yeah, I mean, they'd been flying earlier on. And, Hill, Ridley, Adams. He's got the Cooks at running back. It's...
Yeah, I think that... Did he not have... Who was he missing at running back this weekend?
Oh, he's lost out Johnston. A-Chain and Richard Johnson. He's got both of them and Wilson, so at least get Wilson coming back in a minute. But yeah, I mean, it's a good win for Mark. He needs to start managing his team a wee bit better. But
yeah, we're
good win all the same.
We're going to have to make sure we tag him in that one and make sure he gets his arse in gear for that.
Drake London showed up for him. And our Graham getting another one. He's up to 5-1 now. He's chasing down the top spot.
Before we get to Graham, though, we do have a team who used to be 0-5 are now 1-5.
Oh,
the Plymouth 49ers got off the mark. They're coming on to win the league.
Well, unless there's a big score change somewhere.
Well, actually, I have seen one change by 4 points, but hopefully not for ads this one. But 4J, yeah. But for ads, no.
Good win for him to get off the mark, despite he took the Demarcado dice roll, didn't work out.
No.
But
well, he had nobody else to play in his place, to be honest. So
yeah, it's solid scoring through the not it's Shahid on the bench. It's but yeah, there's nothing jumps out as spectacular. It's just good solid scoring right through, that's got him that one. And
congratulations for getting rid of the duck.
Yeah, well done, ads, getting rid of the duck. Good man.
But yeah, Chester Hurricanes, well, Thomas, Hopkins.
Yeah, he was unlucky to lose that one. That's okay. You're scoring 200 points. You're wanting a victory. It's not right. But good win for Kilmarnock Kings as well. That's them on a 4-game win streak after losing the first 2 weeks. So things are definitely going in the right direction for Del Boy Dexter.
That's a nice win as well.
Yeah, Thielen's just Thielen is good. I've got to admit, Thielen and Swift are the two. They're making me look absolute fools this year because I wouldn't have drafted them with counterfeit money this year, and both of them are absolutely flying in fantasy. So making me look foolish. But yeah, Kyle Pitt's finally showing up for Kilmarnock Kings as well, which is great news for him. And I can only see that going in one direction with what he's got sitting there. I mean, the bench isn't great. Zay Jones, when he comes back, he'll do okay. Greenlaw's down there, but the team in itself is very strong. strong. So I can see the Kilmarnock Kings that win streak getting longer.
Well, we'll go on to Graham's team now then, because he is on a 2-game winning streak.
Yes, and he beat a 4
top of the table.
2 4-1s that we're playing against. This was the game of the week, really, wasn't it? Bonnyrigg Cowboys and Southampton Dockers.
Yeah, the Dockers fell 2 places and Bonnyrigg went up 1, so they were right next to each other on the table beforehand.
He got Eckler back this week, which was massive. He's got Cup back in. So yeah, I mean, Graham was always playing the long game. So how he's got to 5-1 with Eckler and Cup,
No, more start usually helps.
More starts, yeah. So I mean, it's actually a really strong team Graham's got there, isn't it? He's got Stevenson on the bench, Zach Moss on the bench. We'll see where Judy lands. He's obviously getting traded, so we'll see where he lands. But he's a very good player. He's could land somewhere good. So yeah, great win for Graham. Great. Unlucky for Southampton Dockers on 193 points.
It is like because it's,
Left Schultz on the bench, who for Laporta? I mean, I can have.
well, you sort of have to do that because Laporta's been doing so well. But
He has, yeah. I can understand that. I
so,
can. That's fine. I'm not going to get on top of him for that. That's fair
and
enough.
poor Sean lost another closest one to 1-5 to the 3-3 Nottingham Rebels, 186 to 199.76.
Yeah, 186 points, and it's said. I mean, he's got 1 I guess, but
Well,
yeah,
look at this point. So he's got 1,000 points. The
yeah.
teams in 9th and 10th haven't reached 1,000.
But
So
then
you've got
he's played Wilson over Burrow. He deserves what he gets, Johnny. I'm sorry, but he's played Wilson over Burrow. Sean, WTF? I mean, come on.
It's okay. It's smart not safe for kids. You can swear if you want.
He's
Marvin Mims for 0 points.
He's bogged. He's went and picked up Foreman. I mean, did he have Foreman before? I would reckon he's went and picked up Foreman and then no bother
didn't
putting
play
him
him.
in. And
Yeah.
he's got Mims sitting in there and Newbois.
Yes. That's second week. No, last week he was minus points, would you not? Because his catch was for a minus, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's
So hold on, we'll have to look.
not great moves there. Not great moves there, Sean.
Mims 0 points this week, minus 1.35 last week.
Yeah, last week.
Maybe he shouldn't make the team. So
less than nothing. But Nottingham Rebels, good win for Nottingham Rebels, despite the fact they lost Montgomery, good and Samuel. So lost Montgomery and Samuel, same as me, pal. But you got 199 points and I got 157 and get stuffed. So at least you're showing me how it's done.
Well, in fairness, you got 190, you still got stuffed anyway. Like so.
Yeah, but it's
it doesn't make it any better. I know, but so who's playing?
Good win to get himself to 3-3.
So the big question is, who's Aaron going to lose to this week? And not his mum, because that was last week.
Oh, that was funny.
Sorry. So was that, mind you, was that not by about a point as well or something like that? So
he was on the message giving their dogs abuse last week. Easy win. This is going to be, he's saying easy win. He's playing the Kilmarnock Kings this week, so he's got a real hard one.
If anybody's seen Aaron or heard from Aaron, I hope you're okay, buddy.
Your mother says hi. But yeah.
So does Catherine. So does Catherine, by the way, because she's the #1 seeded team now after they lost.
Fair enough. Bonnie Rig Cowboys are Graham's the only 5-1 team in this league, so up the top on his own, which is good. But Aaron's running into the 4-game win streak, Kilmarnock Kings, so that's going to be a tough one for him.
And a 2-game losing streak as well. It's a very sore one. It's down to 8th as well. Wow.
Listen, Graham's got the Bonnie Rig Cowboys have got the Nottingham Rebels this week as well. That's a big game, and Nottingham Rebels at 3-3. They're needing that win.
Yeah, well, they're on a 2-game win streak, same as Graham. So yeah,
move themselves into a winning record. Chester Hurricanes at 3-3 against Melbourne Supremacy at 4-2. Big game for Chester Hurricanes. Big game for all jokes aside, it's a massive game for Aaron at 3-3 playing against a 4-2. Difference between 2 behind and level.
Yeah, it'd be a cracking win.
It would be a massive win, and I would say that it's kind of he needs it. Two loses in a row. He needs to turn that around, and what better way to do it than to get back tied with a team that's been on a 4-game win streak.
But then, of course, if he doesn't win, he'll be hoping for a bit of help from Melbourne Supremacy and the Bonnie Rig Cowboys to try.
Yeah, he will
to keep him close.
Although I'm not so sure he is. I think he's going to be wanting Chester Hurricanes and St. Eagles Helens to win, and we're wanting great. He wants to keep these 4-2s close. He doesn't want them getting too far away from him, Well,
then he doesn't really want to be, I suppose.
Yeah, you want to keep those 4-2s close. He's happy for Graham to run away now. If I'm sitting where Aaron is, I'm happy for Graham to run away. From his 5-1. You go keep winning, but these 4-2s, get them beat. Even if I lose, I want them beat so as they are staying close to me. And
of course, we've got 2 teams on a 1-game winning streak. The Plymouth 49ers against the Peterhead Bloody Jets.
Oh, so we do. So the 1-5 and 2-4. Listen, whatever one wins that, all of a sudden's got a 2-game win streak and is heading in the right direction.
they could potentially be catching up with the Nottingham Red Bulls if they lose to Graham, which is really crazy. Thinking 2 weeks ago, you're doing. And the Bangham Sharks are predicted to win the Southampton Dockers, but I'm guessing they're missing a few players.
Playoffs are back on if that's the case. Do you know what I mean? If you get your second, you go to playoffs are back on. Yeah, the Southampton Dockers are missing Mixon and Chase, so two of their big players, Schultz and Woods as well. But they've got cover there on the bench. Pickens is there to come in. Gibson's there to come in, who's doing okay. Dubs is there. Komet's there for tight end, and he's got Komet and Laporta and Schultz. Oof.
Oh, he's going tight end frenzy.
And Sean's only got Lamb on a bye, but he's got Burrow on a bye. He'll be thankful to say you can play Wilson this week, Sean. How's that?
He'll probably play Burrow just to spite you.
But
it's got Najee and Musnil Harris on the team, so
yeah, that's never good. He's been so disappointing this year.
He was so disappointing last year. I mean, this year.
But yeah, tight division. Very, very tight division, and Graham
hopefully he takes out Mims.
He will. He'll take
Mims out. We'll say that he'll take out Mims, and Mims will score 20 points this week.
Yeah, no, that's how it happens. An absolute given.
Yes. Oh, but there we go. So what's your game of the week? What's your game of the week in this division then?
It's got to be Aaron's 4-game win streak against a 2-game losing streak. Very important game for both teams.
Yes, that is definitely it. Because Kilmarnock Kings are up to 4th.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, so that's team of the week. So we'll go to the final division, the Dwarfy Stain.
And this is where we're really starting to get big gaps showing up. We have 3 teams on 5-1, 1 on 4-2. So there's only 4 teams with a winning record in this division, and the 3rd place team has a 2-game gap to 5th, 2-win gap to 5th. So it is, there's
the 4th place team, yeah. Of course, I must apologise. I'll apologise on air for talking to Alan and Tesco's 2 weeks ago.
I won't.
Because Alan pulled me up, and I do apologise for saying we were discussing how well you were doing, and you've actually went to pot in both leagues since we spoke. So hopefully that will ruin the curse for you, and you'll get your ass back in gear.
I hope not, because he beat me and showed me the money this week, so he's turned that around there. But
but you knew you were going to do that, so.
Two losses in a row for him now. It's he's going in the wrong direction.
195 to 176. It's not that much in it, but
you lost Montgomery. That's enough in it. And 176 points isn't the. I mean, another one with Montgomery and Samuel. It's amazing how often the same players are popping up in the same teams, isn't it? But Montgomery and Samuel's obviously killed them there. Yes. And what's he got on the bench that he could have played? Shahid, can't blame him for being there. Jono Smith. I'm assuming he's only brought Smith in recently. I'm surprised he's there, but you've got to play Foreman. You've brought Foreman in, you got to play him. Yeah. And South London Rebels now 5-1. Great, massive win for them. They were both sitting 4-1, so they've got
Cooper that on the bench as well.
That wee gap over there.
Yeah, it's a good win. Now.
Yeah, but Cooper on the bench there, ready to come back. So yeah, great win for South London Rebels.
Well, it's a 2-game win streak, so definitely a good one for them.
And Lancashire Bombers now on their 4-game wins, a 4-game win streak. And even better though than that, the South Carolina Broncos were 4-0 2 weeks ago. They lost a row last week, and I love it when teams bounce back. I love it when teams bounce back with a win. And 213 points, so fair enough. There
wasn't really many blowouts in this one though.
No, they were all quite close.
Well, Grote got a bit of a blowout, but he only scored 125 points. You knew that you're always going to get blown out. So, what did you do, Grote?
Fullwood Patriots getting the win on 163. That's just luck I can't even begin to dream of.
Well, Grote played Mims.
Played Higgins. Played Mingo.
Well, he got 2 points. Look at his defenders. 2 points and 5 points. That's almost impossible.
You just can't get away with that. I mean, he's got Garland. He's got Kay Walker coming in, who's scores mega points, so he'll swap back in. But Grotty, you need to go and pick up a defender. Although he's got Miles. Miles Garrett was, he'll have better weeks than that. But yeah, 5.5 and 2 in the defense is not helping. And that leads to 125 points, I'm afraid. That's what happens.
But then he's obviously got the headache of he's got Harris and he's got Warren. Which one do you play?
Well, that's, usually a handcuff's a good thing, but that's not so much a handcuff as much as it's two guys getting 50% of the plays, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. It's a handcuff when you get player injured, not when they're both fit. So a nice win for the Darlow Diamonds as well against our poor Bluetoon Texans.
That's the biggest win? Back to 500. Massive to get back to 500.
Yeah, 5-1.
Massive to get back there to it. When you're sitting at 2 and 3, the difference between 2 and 4 and 3 and 3 for me is huge.
Yeah, well, that's it. You got 3 5-1s, 1 4 and 2, and 2 3 and 3s.
And the Lancashire Bombers getting that fourth game in a row, 4 wins in a row, means you're absolutely heading in the right direction. I'm just flipping through the team there. They've got Adams who done Jack all this week. You've got McCaffrey who went off. Stevenson scored 22 points. That's a lot more than it looked like he was going to score.
Well, he went off for a bit too, but I'm guessing he scored touchdown helps as well, and he got a couple of targets.
But
Mayor,
he's got Quincy Williams. The defense here is absolutely solid as well, so 2 great defenders on the bench who score well week on week. So yeah, Lancashire Bombers very much heading in the right direction, but 3 teams at 5-1 in this division now. So
you've got to imagine Stevenson will be starting next week if McCaffrey's out. This means he's going to put somebody in the flex.
Yeah, and do you know what? There's 5 teams in this division as well. 5 teams that have scored over 1,200 points.
It's a high-scoring league.
And poor Michael down there at the bottom, Bluetoon Texans, 1,275 against, over 1,000 points scored in 1 win. Wee bit harsh.
I wonder when he plays Grotty, actually. It's not looking good for the show me the money when the bottom 3 teams.
I'll show you the money.
Come on, guys, put your act together. So who's playing who in week 7 then? So we've got 2 2 and 4s. We've got Wakefield 49ers against the London Eagles. And we've got the Kirkwall Cowboys are up against the Broncos, so I'm not looking forward to that one, Ross.
Yeah, that's an old. Well, it's not anymore because Grotty's down here, but that's a Kirkwall derby.
Oh.
The 2 2 and 4s, I love that game. That's a massive game because both really need to win.
Yeah. Both, and Manchester Spinners against the Dobo Darlows, again, they need to win there. That'll help them a lot.
Yeah, again, Dobo Darlows, to get a 2-game gap over your opponents, a 2-win gap if you can beat them. It just means they can't catch you next week and you've got a wee bit of breathing space there,
Yeah. Lancaster Bombers 5-1 against the 1-5 Bluetoon Patriots. You got to imagine that'll be a bit of a blowout.
But then we say that, right? You say it's going to be a bit of a blowout. Oh, it's going to be a blowout because see if you open it up.
Yeah, what to look at that?
Got Pollard and Mixon on bye weeks, and one of these defenders. He's going to have to play Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's going to have to play CEH. Sorry, he's going to play CEH.
And Charbonnet.
Yeah. Freermouth's meant to be playing. He's came back. He said he's going to be playing this week. He's come out and said that.
And you've got White in defence. He's got some players, but yeah, it's going to be.
But yeah, Lancashire Bombers are so strong. They've already put McCaffrey on the bench. That's quite
that's a bit mental. And obviously, the South London Rebels 5-1 against the 3-3 Forward Patriots. So that could be a closest one, but
yeah, it should be a good game to see.
And a show me the money derby. You've got to have the 2 and 4 against 4. So hopefully, Alan will get his acting gear and get to 5 and 2 because I think he's going to have to go and look at these other ones.
Well, if he's wanting to make a run at the playoffs, and if he wants to make a run at the top 3 for the top division, you go on a 3-game losing streak.
And there's a good chance you'll be 2 games behind because the 3 of them look like they're going to be getting their wins.
They're going to be winning, yeah. It's Absolutely huge. And of course, Grote will be wanting to put a spanner in those works big time.
Well, you'd thought so. But so, what's your tie of the week here then? I've got to go for the Wakefield against the London Eagles.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, Johnny. The 2-2-4s, I think, is absolutely huge. The 2-2-4s. The winner of that game is back in the playoff hunt. The loser of that game is probably not going to make it this year. So at this juncture, coming into halfway, I think that's as big a game as you get.
Yeah. And obviously, we will have to keep an eye on the old Derby down the bottom there.
Of course. Goes without saying.
Yeah, but it's all good, Grote. Well, obviously, you've had a nice couple of trades and they show me the money this week, but we'll talk about that.
Nice couple of trades. He's still running about with a mask on, Johnny. He's somehow come out with Eckler and Diggs, and he's only lost a third and a fourth round for next year.
Bear in mind, people who don't watch our league, first two places are keepers, but you can actually trade them. It's just nobody's ever done it. You wouldn't have any keepers for the next year.
Aye. Third
and fourth. Like I gave away a third and a fourth to get bloody tour.
And he's got Diggs and Eckler out here.
I know. I tried to get Diggs, but
you may as well just wrap up the trophy, Joe, and send it on to Grote now.
Oh, don't! He'll end up breaking it.
It's the only place it's going now. Not that I'm bitter about it at all. Anyway, that's for Thursday night.
Yeah, you're not bitter at all, are you? No.
Not one bit.
Anyway, thank you for the 3 people that are watching. I don't know who you are because you've not left any comments, but we have had 3 people watching for most of the show.
Oh, very good.
And thank you, Craig, for coming on.
Pleasure.
And we'll see you all next week. And good luck to everybody, apart from Doug.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Catch you all later. Bye now.
Bye, everyone.